Tastes like collards. It's so loud out here, y'all. It died. This sun is tough. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we are finally going to harvest the herb green stalk. We're also going to harvest any leafy greens that we have. And then on Friday or Saturday, I'm not really sure when the video is going to come out, we're going to preserve these, right? And I say that because I'm also doing Vlogmas on my other channel. In case you did not know, I have a vlog channel. It is called Essentially Asia. So if you would like to see what I'm doing every day right now, you can go over there and subscribe or just watch, whatever you want to do. Anyway, let's get to this. It is about 45 degrees out here today. Somebody is getting a new driveway put in and they are literally cutting cement. So just like I did the last video or a few videos ago, I apologize if you hear that. I think they've stopped cutting the cement now, which is why we're outside. But also, it's warmer, the sun is out, and I have my coat on today. And I want to thank Aurora, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, for sending me over this new coat. It is also heated, right? So they have coats where you can get heated in the front, heated in the pocket, heated in the arms, heat in the neck. So I have heat in the neck here and heat in the pockets and heat on my back. Absolutely amazing. There is a battery in the inside with a pocket that zips. You charge it. I want to say some of them come with USB, some of them come with USB-C batteries. I absolutely love these coats. When they reached out to me, I guess they saw my other video where I was talking about it. They reached out and let me pick another one. So now I have two. This is a little lighter than the other one, but also kind of bubbled. So I can wear this when it's not super cold outside, and the other one I will wear when it's really, really cold. But y'all, if you're interested, it's gonna be a link down in my description. It's not sponsored, but they did give me the product. So I did want to tell y'all about them because this is a product I really love. These have been amazing, okay? So let's get to harvesting. Y'all, take a look. Just take a look at this green stalk. Let me show you real quick. Look at it. I'm gonna turn it real quick for y'all. It looks amazing. Pretty sure I planted this in the summer, I think. I can't really remember, but it's been here for a while, but I'm very excited. We got chives, we got parsley, we got sage, we got rosemary, we got all kinds of stuff in here that I'm ready to harvest, and we are gonna get it preserved. So this is my first year growing in green stalks. It has been amazing, y'all. With the chives, let me bring you a little bit closer, and probably with most of them, we're just gonna give it like a big haircut. Now these chives have frozen a few times and they're also quite long. Should have been harvested a long time ago, but we're just gonna go right across and they're gonna grow again. So chives are one of those things that are perennial in my area, and so it's just gonna keep coming back. Even if it dies back during the winter, they're gonna come back again. If I notice that they've died back, I'll come through and put some straw over top of them just for a little bit of protection. But this is what we're gonna do with all the chives across the top of this green stalk. And I got my handy dandy basket up here that I'm just gonna put it in. And with herbs, the more you harvest, the more they grow. I have heard it, but I have also now witnessed it. I don't know how many times I have harvested these chives, but it's been quite a few times. And I put them in oil or in butter, and that's how I preserve them. Then I freeze them, and when I want to cook with them, then I just thaw that out or throw it directly into the pan because it will melt. I use it when I am cooking steaks, but that's the way I do it. You can dry them as well, then you could just have dry chives, but I've been putting them into butter and oil, and I like doing it that way. So now all of the chives, I missed a few over here, they were mixed in in, but we finally have harvested these chives. They grow fast too, y'all. So I have them all on one tier. I just felt like it made more sense because they get really big. They get huge clusters. That's what I've seen on other channels. This is actually my first time growing chives. Unless I'm forgetting, pretty sure this is my one time growing chives, but the green stalks grows herbs really well. That's our chive harvest. That's a lot of chives, y'all. So if you're living in a small space and you want to grow some herbs, or anything for that matter, I would recommend the green stalk. So this is parsley, and we're doing basically the same thing we did with the chives. And if you see right here, you still have leaves. We're leaving the shorter leaves, but taking all the rest of the parsley. And with the parsley, I'm just gonna let it dry. You can put it into the dehydrator. I'm personally just gonna let it hang dry, and then I'm going to save it in jars. But also, since I have quite a bit this year, I'm gonna put some of it in Mylar bags once it dries too, because Mylar bags will allow it to stay fresher longer. I use the Wallaby Mylar bags if you're interested. So we're just going through, clipping everything. And all of this will grow back. It will grow slower because of the time of year that we're in, but it will grow back. And I think parsley is biannual, so it'll grow this year, and then next year, I believe it will go to flower. I'll be around to tell you if that was right or wrong, but I believe that's how parsley works. And I've grown it before. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So you have perennials, like the chives, that are gonna come back every year. Just going through, getting all of it. This is a great time of year to harvest your herbs, honestly. It's when everything else has kind of slowed down, and herbs, like, they grow a lot. And so it's a lot for you to, take care of and get preserved. So it's a perfect time to grow to harvest them for preservation. It's always good to harvest them, add them to your food. Gives your food a better taste, gives your food a nice fragrant taste. And also, a lot of herbs are medicinal too. You'll want to look that up. I have a few books that I use when I want to use my herbs medicinally, but they are medicinal, so you could be growing your own medicine also. Got one more back here because I missed some. So that is level 2, tier 2. And that's a lot of parsley, y'all. And so we also have lovage in here. Honestly, don't know what to do with lovage. Just thought it was a beautiful plant. So I'm clipping off any of the leaves that have kind of got, y'all can't see what I'm doing. So I'm clipping off any of the leaves that have any kind of damage from the cold, but I'm not gonna harvest it. I'll have to go look it up, see what you use it for. If you know what, I'm pretty sure lovage is a good substitute for celery. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. We also have marjoram, which I am surprised because when I planted marjoram the first time, it did not survive the cold. But marjoram is a good substitute for oregano, and my oregano did not do well. So that's the marjoram we have. It has a very fragrant smell. Not like oregano though, but I've never used it. But when I cook something this week, maybe I will. Either way, I'm going to preserve it. What's wrong with you? Puppy over there whining, y'all. Oh, we're not gonna harvest the yarrow either, but it is beautiful, y'all. We might do a little bit of clipping. I'm not gonna harvest it only because I'm not positive on what I should do with it. And so I'll just leave it here until I figure it out. I know a lot of y'all have told me, but I really haven't had a chance with everything else I've been doing to do that research for myself. So look at all the yarrow though. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just a beautiful plant, and it's really good for the pollinators as I understand it too. And we have some cilantro right here, but I'm pretty sure it was getting shaded. So we're gonna leave that, see if we can get some more growth on that as well. I don't want to throw this on the ground because of Puppy, and I don't know if it's good for her. So we are gonna put it on top of the other green stalk for now. And then we have some sage here. It is called Burgeratin, and it says that it is medium-sized variety with large, round, silver gray leaves and attractive purple flowers. Dried or fresh leaves add excellent flavor to meat, stuffing, and sausage and cheese. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest that as well. And with sage, I like to try to look for the nodes where other leaves will come out. See if I can move you closer. And I've zoomed you in a little bit. So if you see right there, there's 2 little leaves right there. I like to cut right there because that's where new leaves will grow, new branches or whatever. So that's where I like to cut when I'm harvesting my sage. There are other plants where I just kind of cut, like where you saw me just cut the chives. I do kind of look a little bit more when I'm harvesting sage. And this sage, I believe, was being shaded, so I'm not taking a whole lot. So I'm hoping now that I've harvested the other plants that the sage will start to grow a little bit better. We're only taking a little bit of that, and I might use it in something that I cook this week because it's just not a whole bunch to be preserving. But now we have some more parsley down here and cilantro, but we're gonna leave that to see if it'll grow some more. And if you remember, this parsley is parsley that was literally laying in the orchard area. I didn't have anywhere to put it at the moment, so I left it in the containers from my local feed and seed, and it did not die. So I ended up taking it out of the orchard area and decided, you know what, I have some space, let me put it in the herb green stock. And it has shown out, y'all. Look at all that parsley. We got plenty of parsley. But honestly, I just think literally any herb would grow really well in the green stalks. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that too. And then we have like a curly leaf parsley right here. So we're gonna take that with us also. Really pretty. And then we have a little more parsley here. When these die out, I'm not going to plant this much parsley again, but right now I will take what we got. I'm gonna put different herbs in here. We also have pansies in here. We're just keeping them for the way they look. And then at the bottom, right here, we have rosemary. It's not growing that much right now. Not really sure why. Might need to move it. I think I've said that before. But we have a huge rosemary plant over in the orchard area. And so with that being said, we are now done harvesting the yellow green stalk. The lemon green stalk. I always say yellow. It's called lemon. But y'all, look at all those herbs we got. Look at that. Off of one green stalk. We love that for us. Now, we're going into the main garden, and we have collards that we're gonna harvest today. Broccoli pretty much all gone. That kohlrabi, I need to harvest it, but I'm not gonna harvest it until I'm sure I'm taking it to my uncle, in which that needs to be before Friday, because I think he leaves Friday. But y'all, look at that green stalk now. It looks so bare, but it'll fill back up. Even if it doesn't do it right now while we're chilly, it'll fill back up come spring. But it's looking good now, and we have a whole bunch of herbs that we could preserve. Y'all, I wish I had the camera on. The amount of birds that just flew out of my garden when I walked over here, they are loving my straw. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff in here for them to eat, seeds and stuff, but the amount of birds that just like took off out of the garden, that was funny to me. Anyway, let's go get some collards, guys. So this was my main collard bed, and I was waiting to harvest until my aunt came in order to allow her to get as much as she needed for Thanksgiving dinner. So now it is my turn. The ones I'm harvesting now are the top bunch collards, and so they have really nice thick leaves, and of course we have been freezing every night now, and so they're a little bit limp but still good to go. Collards get sweeter once they get a freeze or a frost, whichever one you want to call it. We have been freezing. It has been in between the low 20s and the low 30s at night here. Whew, child, I be waking up in the morning like, OMG, when I go and look at the forecast. And so these right here are called Alabama Blue. They're beautiful. Purple is my favorite color. We all know that. And so I definitely think they're beautiful. I am, of course, getting the smaller leaves because my aunt got the larger ones. But even the smaller ones are big. And this one got a little bit of pest damage. I don't see any pests on them now, which is also a plus to be doing it in December because I don't have to worry about that, really. I'm also pulling off those pieces that my aunt left. I mentioned that in my last video. Look how big that thing is. Huge. Anyway, I'm pulling those off as I go too. And I do what they call cut and come again. So I'm leaving all of these stalks because they're gonna continue to grow, albeit slower right now because of the weather. But they will continue to grow. Now this one, we're not gonna take it. It looks pretty bad. Honestly, just gonna throw it back on the soil. And like I said, I plan to come back through this bed and put some more straw down, just because I don't know if it was the birds. I'm not really sure what happened here. Oh, we're not taking this one either. It doesn't look amazing. It actually looks pretty bad. So we're gonna leave that. That was one of the lower leaves. So if you don't harvest them, of course, the lower leaves are the older leaves, and they will start to die off a little bit. And that's okay. We're not losing a lot. I'm not tripping about that. We have one right here that was apparently getting shaded. It looks terrible, but we're gonna leave it because y'all know that's how I do. And you'll leave a plant and think it's not gonna grow, and the next thing you know, it'll be growing. Kind of like my Georgia Southern collards. They'll be growing and they'll be food. That's exactly what we're gonna do with that one. Let me show y'all this plant, baby. My aunt was like, girl, I'm just trying to get these collards and I don't care. I'm gonna call her this evening. Y'all see it? All of these little extra ones right here. I'm just going through and getting it off, but that's kind of what she was leaving. Oh God, that's fun. And that is funny. All right, let's get these collards, y'all. Yeah, we gonna go through before we even go in the house and put some straw on this, because it's so much soil exposed. Putting mulch, which can be straw, it could be leaves, it could be wood chips, it could be compost, it could be whatever you want to use as mulch on your soil to protect it. I have learned, even after I stopped doing it, I was like, I definitely feel like I need to be mulching. It protects the soil, keeps the soil warm, helps with erosion, a lot of different things. So I am personally in the mulch camp, y'all. And these will just continue to grow. I've seen other channels where like their collards are as tall as them, and they aren't tree collards, they're just collards. So this is the one I was telling y'all about that got shaded. If you can see it, I'm hopeful now that we are harvesting the larger leaves that this one can kind of bounce back. But if not, that's okay. We got plenty of collards in this bed. Gonna move down and get these now. And it's a good idea if you're out here doing it anyway. I ain't telling nobody come out in their garden right now just to be pulling off bad leaves. But it's a good idea to pull them off so that the plant isn't trying to continue to nurture a leaf that's not going to actually produce anything edible for you. And you can clip these too. I just don't see the need. I can get close enough to the stem where I don't need to use the snips, but you do it however you like. All right, so I always leave like 2 to 3 of the smaller leaves so that you can get photosynthesis and the plant can continue to grow. That has been working for me. And we'll come back out here in a few weeks, because it's not gonna be like really quick because of the temperatures, and we'll be able to harvest again. Collards are very cold hardy also. You don't really have to worry about them in the cold. These are all cool season crops that I have out here. So that's the harvest from this bed of collards. We still have another bed that has collards in it, and we're gonna harvest from there too. So this is the other bed we're gonna go ahead and harvest from. My hands are getting cold, so we back to go in the house. These, I honestly don't know what they are, but they are a leafy green. I don't know what they are. I got them mixed up, and it's literally the only one in the garden that looks like this. I've seen Georgia Southern collards look like this before. At least the packet said they were Georgia Southern. So they may be Georgia Southern. The Georgia Southern that I have on the other side do not look like this. Yeah, we're gonna leave those. They've been under leaves and things. Oh, I didn't mean to take that one, but I will now. These are very wet. Like the stems are very wet. I think it's because they're in a shaded spot and they're not drying out quickly, which is okay. But that's what we got from there. Oh, my hands are cold. Whew, should go get my gloves. All right, these are cabbage collards. I grew a bunch of different varieties this year because I want to know which ones do the best. I want to know which ones taste the best. And I did eat the tree collards. They were good. Taste like collards. So I don't know if we're gonna get a bunch of different tastes in collards, but they were good. I like these too. I've grown them once before. A subscriber then sent me some seeds, And so I grew them this year as well. We gotta take a quick break, y'all. My hands are cold. I'll be right back. All right, the cold crisis has been averted. Also, I was incorrect. They are still cutting cement. Anyway, we're gonna get this last plant. My hands are warm now, and as long as I don't stay down here harvesting stuff with cold like water, I should be fine. But I do wanna show y'all the broccoli. I was so concerned about like getting the heads that were ready. But I'll tell you what I've learned. We had a 21-degree night. I did not harvest all of the broccoli because some of it was too small to harvest. So I said, I'm just gonna leave it and see what happens. And I have always heard people say, as long as you don't have a bunch of nights that's freezing or your days aren't getting above freezing, they should be fine. And I'm gonna tell you what, they're just fine. I'm gonna show y'all. That was our last plant. Those are our collards from that plant. Let me show you the full harvest. And I completely forgot to get the rosemary. So we're gonna harvest that rosemary too. But y'all, look at that basket. Look at that basket of collards. Very nice. And this is after someone else already came and got collards. Not to mention, if you've been watching all fall, I've already harvested collards. So this is going well. 20 plants is very good for me for collards, because all of this and what I have harvested before, not all of it, we ate some of it fresh, but it's gonna go in the freezer, what we have in excess. I'm super excited. Oh my God, now my neighbor's turning her car on. It's so loud out here, y'all. Okay, so they've taken a small break from cutting cement, and so I had to put that on a time lapse so I could get it done because it was going on the whole entire time. But y'all look, I'm so happy. Collards, rosemary, bunch of different herbs. One thing I forgot to mention about the herbs is some herbs, so like oregano, rosemary, I think thyme does it too. If you don't harvest it, it will turn woody and you would have to just kind of pull the leaves. I can say it for rosemary because I let a rosemary plant get woody one time and then I came out and like chopped the wood. It died. I'm not saying it happens for everybody, but that's what happened to me. And so I just want to put that out there. Harvest them often and try to harvest the softer parts of it so that the plant can continue to grow. But real quick, before they start chopping up cement again, let me show you these broccoli. So look, y'all, this is broccoli, a broccoli head that made it through 21 degrees and all the other freezes we've been having. That one I actually harvested, but right here, and they look just fine. So I know now that 21 degrees one night or nights in the 20s, my broccoli heads can survive it too. So next year, won't rush out here to get everything because they could have gotten bigger. I don't know. I've just always rushed out to get them. Luckily this year, I had enough plants to take a step back and say, hey, if we lose a few, that's fine, but let's learn what we can and cannot do. Like I always say, there's a lot of information out there. I give out information that might not work for you, and then other people give out information that might not work for me. And then we give out information that could work for everybody. So either way, I'm always just trying to learn, and this year, I have enough plants where I can do that. I also want to show y'all this other green Goliath. It's growing the same way. See, already have side shoots coming, and this is not even that big yet. So we're gonna watch the ones in that bed over there, and we're gonna watch the ones in the bag to decide if we ever growing that variety again. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden. Almost. This sun is tough. Every day. Bye, y'all.